friends, we really want to tell you.
Let's look at the clapometer.
Yeah, still one in. I tell you what, Mr. Parrott didn't look pleased by the end, did he?
Yes. He hates losing quizzes, doesn't he, Parrott?
I tell you what, I'm glad you have changed. It was beginning to whiff in here. Anyway, shall we move on? Back to the serious stuff. Now, Stephen Maguire's very well fancied by many people to go a long way in this championship, especially after a very good second half of the season, in which he's won one minor title and been runner-up in a couple of others. Now, over the years at the Crucible, he's had some moments to forget at this venue, but others very much that will stick in his memory, including a run to the semi-finals. Let's get his best memories of the Crucible.
First memory of it was probably when we joined the Young Players of Distinction. The World Snooker took us down there just to like feel the atmosphere and stuff. It's a lot smaller than what I was expecting, and the atmosphere, even just watching it then, was pretty electric. First time I qualified, I had to play Ronnie O'Sullivan, which was a wee bit of dampener, but in a way it was a good thing. You can never really prepare for the feeling when you actually go out and play. Pure adrenaline and butterflies, and I still get that to this day, especially at the Crucible. Maybe it's just because it's a World Championship as well, and you're trying your hardest at that tournament, but it's just so enclosed and so warm, and the crowd are like, the crowd can actually just touch you if you're sitting in your seat, so it's quite hard to get used to. When you can see a lot of players when they go there, and I've done it before, you just fold, or on the other hand, if you're playing well, it could be the best place in the world. The weather's usually good as well, and the whole city's just buzzing. Now, basically around the Crucible, and it's actually quite good when you go outside at the square, and everybody's just kind of sitting with their autograph books and looking forward to kind of watching the matches. So it's a good time. It's a good time to be there. Best memory is probably walking out at the start of the match. And the one table set up again. Semi-finals of the world, first to 17. It was quite exciting. I had a good lead to get in, and obviously it would have been nice to get the first world final. So it was quite painful really, but I think because it was Higgins that beat me as well, it was better that way, because if anyone was going to beat me and win the tournament, I wanted it to be him. The World Championship for me is the biggest thing in snooker now. It's the one we all play for. Starting off my career, I would have liked to have won it before I was 30, for definite. But it's gone now. I'm 31, so it's not going to get any easier. So I think I would need to get my name on a trophy in the next couple of years, or else it will not be there.
Well, Stephen's Cambridgeshire opponent, gentleman Joe Perry, has been a very likeable fixture on the snooker scene for 20 years. He's now 37 years old. Now, on his debut here in '99, he caused a huge upset, beating Steve Davis 10-9. He made the highest break of the 2004 championships, a 145, and his best progress in 2008 with that run to the semi-finals where he lost to Ali Carter. This is Joe's 11th appearance. Now, excellent first session from both men. Maguire emerged 5-3 in front from that, and this afternoon John Parrott, Dennis Taylor are together. Maguire's knocked in a 47 to go 6-3 up in this, and it's Frame-10.
Well, there's an edge sticking out. Very good pot. Might need another one here.
And they might look easy. These are tough, especially if you're going to...
Keep quiet, please.
I think our phantom chocolate eater is back again.
Oh, you can't watch a snooker match without feeding his face, as anyone's good.
I'll tell you what, it didn't put Stephen Maguire off. He got up, back down, and to stun that in. It was a terrific shot. To roll the brown in from that position is tough enough. A couple of reds available, the one to the left, the two at the back look like they're available into both corners, so no need to go into the reds. And if he wins this frame
9.
and opens up a 4-frame advantage, he's the sort of player that can bully you. You know, he won't let go. It's what
10.
you've got to do at this game. I mean, Steve Davis bullied everybody in the 80s.
Listen, if you've got your opponent where you want him, you just keep pressing on. And as I say, I mentioned about Joe Perry not looking near free. Steve Maguire manages to win this frame. It's going to make it even worse for Joe.
17.
Little shake of the head. And that's why, because he wanted to be straight on that, roll that in, then the other red just to the right of it as we look was available to the other corner, so a slight change of plan. He's now screwing back instead of running through for the black. He's not quite sure. He should finish on pink or blue.
$18.
Well, he's got an unwanted kiss in the blue, but it's not a bad kiss because it's almost straight and he can screw up for that one, the back of the bunch.
I'll go so far to say that was a wonderful kiss. Absolutely cracking angle to leave that. Because now all he needs to be
23.
doing is leaving himself half ball on the black so he can cannon up into the pack. So this shot is simple enough to knock in. You've got to make sure you get the cue ball, leaving yourself an angle on the black.
$24.
He's left that angle you mentioned. He couldn't go for the blue this time, which is easier to go into the bunch, simply because the pink's away from the reds. And that was the reason he decided on the black rather than the blue.
Well, he's got excellent cue power, as you mentioned earlier, Dennis, and should see it here.
$31.
There's one or two he can have. He's not absolutely plumb on the ones in the middle pocket, so it's this one. Be careful with this. Don't want to play a push shot here.
$32.
Well, they've opened up beautifully, but he did open them up himself, so he's given himself a great chance.
$39.
Well, Stephen Maguire, that
Stephen
will
Maguire,
annoy him, I
39.
can tell you. He's kicked the cue, and you don't blame him, he does that, but that was just a lapse in concentration there.
And that was what he was doing in his first round match. Played some great stuff in that, but then inexplicably miss a dolly.
39.
He only gave that cue, I think it was one kick yesterday. He played that well.
$1.
Well, Joe's really got to go to work here. His opponents let him off the hook with that mistake, and you've got to respond.
$6. $7.
That's okay. Might elect to try and bring the pink into play simply because he's gone a little further than he intended, but it could work to his advantage here. No, he decided not to risk the cannon on this occasion. I don't blame him, because all those reds will open each other up, and the pink's
12.
available into the right corner, so that was the reason he didn't risk the cannon, but he could hold for this one.
13.
So as he gets on one of those 4 reds, it clears the path for another couple. Now this will do Joe's confidence the world of good if he can nick this frame.
Yes, clever little shot that, the way he
18.
played it. Left himself the option of 2 pots here, one in the centre or the bottom one.
19.
Little stun up for the black, and as Dennis said, the reds will start to clear themselves once this one's gone below the pink. And the other 2 will be available, one certainly into a corner and the other one into the centre, so no excuse for not getting the next 3 or 4 reds.
26.
Yes, the one on the cushion, that's going to be key.
$27.
That's okay. Perfect angle just to stun and leave a choice of the 3 reds probably.
$34. $35.
Be interesting to see when he leaves the angle to try and bring the difficult red out. Not a bad idea to get that one the left side of the table
41.
out of the way. And if he had an angle, if he had been straight on that, he could have